Hi, my name is Ran Gazid. Yeah. And I'm actually Israeli. The company is an American. And what you're going to show you now is something that we think it's a little bit revolutionizing the market. We started the journey thinking that why not technology enable, why not to put a high technology, very sophisticated technology to the use of the end user. Meaning, why don't give the end user, an SME, an ability to play the same rules as everybody else? Simple idea. For me as a lawyer, very obvious idea. But along the way, I will tell you there was an obstacle. And the idea that we took behind was to take rating, meaning taking a rating. If you know businesses are run, usually good businesses are run. A banker here will tell you good businesses are run. They do cash flow basis. But analyzing the business, not so, meaning from financial point of view. Why it's important? Let me, a few words. The banks, well, maybe I'll start with a question. How many of you knows that, how many of you don't have a bank account? I don't see it, but is anybody in the audience who doesn't have a bank account? There is no such a saint, of course. All of us has. How many of you who has a bank account knows your rating, your score in your own bank account? Meaning not in the credit card, you don't know. And those of you who, is there anybody who knows this particular score? The banking all over the world, I met 4 banks here in India in the last 2 days. Apparently it's India as well. They don't tell you what is your score. And the banking, because of different history and basically what we know is a Basel regulation, they decided that scoring is a sort of analyze like a health check. You do your health check, or people are advised to do their health check every so often. What we do with self-rating, we don't just do, no internet. We don't just do, 1 second. We don't just do the scoring, sorry. We are giving you the ability, we are giving you the ability not to check yourself and to see what is the status like you do a regular health check, but we also give you the ability to analyze your business. So, and to do a what if, meaning you want to take a decision, selling an asset, buying an asset, you want to see, let's see. Yeah, so if internet will permit, 1 minute. Okay, yeah, it's connecting. And we are here. So what we are enabling you to do is not only to get your rating, should work. Okay, excuse me for 1 second, that's working. This is working. We are enabling you to do the what-if scenarios, the different what-if scenarios, and I'll try to log into the system. And of course, because it's a financial system, you have it at 2-double authentication. Logging. It should work. Always, this has happened in demos, right? That's basically what's usually happened. So let me switch to something else, and I'll show it to you in a second. Does it work? No, works against me as always. Okay. So memory. Sorry again. Let me try something else. Okay, so I'll show it to you in here. works a minute ago, so this is part, okay. Yeah, so now we'll be able to log in. Sorry for losing this time. And we'll show you how everybody can get an account. Having his own account, the system automatically generate a rating. We thought initially that we are going to serve the SME, the end client. We found out that this is, so let's go here. Sorry again. I'm looking for my movie, just here maybe. Yeah. Okay, so let me show it to you this way. So what you're going to see here is it's a movie showing you how this thing is operating, and I'll go to translate. Okay, so what you see, it's what we're calling it, we launched what we are calling rating as a service. And the rating platform we are giving, what we do, the machine, once you enter a data point, the machine outgoing a rating report, and this rating report serves as a tool to understand businesses. And what you see here, creditworthiness and everything. And the way we do it, once logging in, of course with the two-double authentication, is you log in and you put up 18 data points. We need just 5, but we're asking for 18. And the system create this report, okay? Simple information, you don't need to know, you don't have to have any background. And I'll stop it here. And what you see here, so the system gives you the overall creditworthiness of the particular file, the particular data that is inside. And of course, we take different ratio and analyze them as well. And there is a pop-up explaining each of the ratio and what has to be done. Then you can go to the what if and change the parameter. So basically, that is the system, what it does. And of course, we have all different things. So you can compare, you can download the open source data, so you can compare from public companies or private companies. You can do whatever different scenario in order to teach you. What we found out that this is an assistant to banks as well. And I was very surprised meeting 4 banks here in India, the last 2, as I mentioned to you. And we take unstructured data from SMEs and transfer it to the data structurally. So that's a very advantage situation for banks. We launched the system about half a year ago, and we already have 1 bank working it for internally, for evaluating the client internally according to Basel regulation, the directive. And we are now here in India have already 1 bank who was testing it. This is I'm showing you the compare system. And so there is 1 bank who is testing it, and the two others who are supposed to start testing it. And we have 1 testing bank in Israel. I mean, it's a process with the bank. We took the journey. We know that the end market for us is SMEs. We cannot come to the market without credibility. And the credibility we're going to trying to get from 2 sources. 1 is getting relationship with banks. And the second one is we are discussing with Deloitte and EY to work to come aboard the project. So I think my time is over, right? 1 more minute. So let's try and see if the internet is back on, and I'll show you a live demo. Okay. Let's see if it will come on. I will try to show you and do a live exercise, which is the most interesting part. But it won't against me. Connected. Let's see, it start working. So until maybe we'll go to question, and so far this thing will start moving. And so maybe you have a.
We can open it up to questions.
Yeah, maybe you open up to question, and I will try to. I'm sorry. What?
Who is your customer? SMEs or banks?
Eventually, it will be SMEs, but banks as well, because banks will use our system as a gateway into their system. This is a gateway. I'm not replacing the creditworthiness.
So how do you charge SMEs? What's your business model?
It's a SaaS activity.
How do you charge?
Once we have the credibility, we'll go to the mass market, and we are offering them an ability to have a yearly license. At this point, I understand this is not a pricing for India yet, so we have to accumulate it, but we are talking about $200 per year.
In how many countries are you live in? How many clients do you have with you?
At this point,
use this service?
At this point, we have one paying client, and we have few on testing procedure.
And how many clients are live on this platform?
A bank, this particular bank
No,
that.
I'm saying bank will ultimately use it for its customers, right? So how many customers?
No, this particular bank uses it for internal, for Basel regulation. He has 20 employees that using the system. So.
Is there a plan to scale this up? Because
Of course.
one bank is.
Of course. Once we are trying to get several banks working with us, and once we have banks, we will go to the mass market, because SMEs will ask. We don't have a power to come to SME now. With nobody knows about us.
And your objective really is that you get SMEs to know their rating. Is that the objective?
Yeah. We are objective. The SME will use us as part of their regular management activity, and based on the rating. They will manage the business the way they manage cash flow, and the way they manage
Typically, you need a rating. SMEs, I'm not sure how much they need ratings in India, at least, because you typically use it to raise money, right? And it's the large corporates that typically raise money. So you just have to think through some of that a little.
One of the surprising idea, because the way the system it's based. I understand now that not SME has financial in India, or there are a lot of them don't. So we are probably here will be in the mid-market area. One of the surprises that the system, the generic engine as it is now, is accurate enough for a client in Israel, Africa, United States, and Europe. So that's part of the smartness behind that's what part of the thing that helping us to prove, and we proved it.